This is a response to a video I just watched that was made by Pockets of Genius, and it was directed towards Creasel. I'm probably saying that wrong, but two subscribers that I interact with all of the time. And Creasel is someone who, and I think you know this, Creasel, that you push the envelopes of questionable behavior, questioning the dark side, pushing the envelope on the dark side. People will question, why would you do that? And um, just possibly misunderstand the direction that you're going into, although I understand it completely. And Pockets of Genius, I really, really loved listening to your story of what you experienced. And like I just uploaded a video today on why I hate everyone on the planet, and it was a similar experience of um, you see something so horribly that the mind goes someplace else, and you had the same experience where you had this all-knowing. So it's like that's really cool that you pretty much described it the same way it happened to me. And I think, um, oh, what's his name? The guy that's talking about uh, lizards. Oh, what's his friggin' name? Famous guy. Not Alex Jones. David Icke. See, I'm really bad at names. He talks about, getting this all knowing. And it's like a savant experience where we do see some people that um, that suffering from other we labeled as illnesses like oh, what's the newest one is autism, where it's a failure to be able to communicate, but they can communicate very well, high intense, with this information field and appear like a savant where you can ask any question and get the answer like that. Usually they're highly focused in a specific area within the information field. It might be mathematics, it might be, weather related, it might be dates, it could be anything that's highly focused within that information field. But I really enjoyed hearing you describe how we can tap into this information field and get like this all knowing. And that's when um, you receive this all knowing. It's like it's a total belief. Nobody can convince you of anything different because you've seen it, you've experienced it. Nobody else on the planet can understand or relate to it. Um, and then when you get this all knowing, and you live on a planet where nobody else knows it, it's like, okay, how do you fit in with society? And I really appreciate the direction you take with meditation. That's, we're not different there, where I had to disconnect from society as well. And although I can't meditate like you do, it was a process of paying attention to my breathing and paying attention to my thoughts. Meditation is a calming down process of your thoughts and figuring out, why am I thinking, what am I thinking of, and trying to really understand where the source of the original thought came from, and then sort of recognizing, like pull all of those thoughts and all of those beliefs back into the center and go, why do I want to think that? Why do I want to believe that? And noticing that the whole universe has this massive power of creating who I am. But when you get into center and you pull all of that information into, self, and see where it originates, you see that it comes from self. And self has the power to be stronger than the whole friggin' universe, because the self creates, accepts, um, wants the experience. And let's face it, whatever pockets of genius got you into the hospital, um, it appears that to get to center, to really wake up, to really figure out who you are, you need to go through a tragedy first. I don't see people, living the good life with the big houses and the big cars and always having stuff come at you easy, and then they all of a sudden find themselves. Like, I've just never seen that. Yeah, the church and these wealthy people know the pineal gland, and um, it almost has me questioning whether these people that do know this experience that you've had and that I've had, it's almost like they know if they torture humanity, humanity will find its way back to self, realize our potential, realize what's being suppressed, and that's what motivates us to use it. And for the most part, it seems that we don't want to be responsible and accountable. We want somebody else to tell us what to do. And then we complain about when we get told what to do all the time. And the truth of the matter is right now we're looking for a leader to save us globally. Everybody's sitting around waiting for a leader to do something so that we can know what to do, and just tell me what to do and then I'll do it. We don't want to take personal responsibility for ourselves, and then we see a government that's not responsible and accountable, and we wonder why. And it's like, well, because you aren't. Why would you expect your government to behave any different than you are? um, so there has to be a push, something that forces you in a direction that says you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention to your life. You need to see where things come from. See how well you are connected with your universe. See that if you happen to hate anything, you're actually perpetuating it. You're creating it. You're asking for it. Why are you asking for it? And this is a hard pill to swallow. And it does have to be a truth that nobody's willing to accept right now. But my personal truth, the example of the level of truth everybody else has to sort of go through, is the reality that when shit happens in your life, you actually did ask for it. And in my life, it was an abusive experience. I was the victim of what we've got on the books written as crimes being done to me, that has even a psychologist saying that, yeah, it's one of the worst I've ever heard in all of my career. Um, and for me to sit there now and say, I asked for it, it's like, that's an insult to every woman that's being beaten right now, to every child that's being sexually abused right now. Like, that is the worst um, possible hurtful thing I could say to a victim. But as the victim of exactly that, it is a huge, huge wake up when you see the reflection of, oh my God, okay, now I see how I was asking for it. And the question is, why were you asking for it? And I know in the back voices of my mind that if I ever said it out loud to public, I would be judged and criticized and labeled as crazy way back when I was a kid. But I wanted to learn the meaning of life. I wanted to know, why is everything going on? It wasn't abusive. Started getting beaten when I was 3, so that was like the search began, um, asking questions about the universe. So it's only logical that my soul experience wanted to come here to understand, what is this human life experience all about. And I believe there's a lot of people on the planet trying to have this experience as well and trying to figure it out. And it's almost like, it's a competition to see who can figure it out first. And it's not going to be the rich guys that get things easy. They're never going to be the ones that figure it out. It's got to be the ones that have to overcome challenges over time, because if you overcome enough challenges, and you're successful at overcoming every one of them, you gain a lot of experience and gain a lot of knowledge. You begin to be the master of the game. So, and then generally the master of the game, the one that has to overcome challenges, the one that has to work hardest at it, is the one that sort of defeats the enemy, because they tend to be lazy, take things for granted. They know they're the best and can't be defeated. After all, they're these big wizards that have been doing this for thousands of years. Like, they know the pineal gland, they know all of these deep, 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 dark secrets. And my question to them is that the only way that you think humanity could evolve, is if we're influenced through a negative experience? Is that the best that you could come up with? Because I personally believe that humanity is smarter than that, and I think we can wake up. I think we can tap into that all knowing, like this pockets of genius experienced. What I experienced, what a lot of people that meditate have experienced. I think we can do that through a website and just like a course outline. That could be even done like a game. We tend to love games and getting to the next level. Well, let's get to the next level of our waking up, and there's got to be a prize, a winning of the game. So the whole website has to be designed where you want to reach your fullest potential, because once you reach your fullest potential, that's when life gets to be as peaceful, loving, and enjoyment and excitement, and you love your neighbor, and everything that we're supposed to evolve into is there, and there's a way to go through it. And I think that there's a better way of doing it rather than torturing people. um, and that's where I'm busy. I may not be uploading a lot of videos, but I'm working on this website. It's coming along really, really cool. A lot of really, really good YouTube videos on PHP programming, if anybody wanted to do a website. It's pretty cool. But it is complicated when you're connecting with a database, and you got to edit, add, edit, delete, log in. I mean, they're so complicated, and I haven't done it in so long. So let's see if I can get it done fast. Peace out. Enjoyed the videos. Aliens haven't arrived here. It's what, Thursday, Friday. Peace out.